With the Wicks here on this beautiful Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022, and welcome to the show, whether that's on Facebook or on YouTube. Now, if you're on Facebook, do me a favor, hit the like and hit the share. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. It would be much, much appreciated. So hopefully today's video goes a little bit smoother. Yesterday I noticed after the fact that it was a little laggy. And by laggy, I mean the words just weren't matching up with my mouth. So hopefully it is better. If not, we will continue to work and try our best to make sure that does not happen in the future. So with that being said, we have a couple things to talk about today. For those of you that don't know, today is the set date, or was the set date, for the House Oversight Committee to dive into the allegations against Dan Snyder for workplace misconduct. Dan Snyder declined to attend. We'll talk about that. I say remove Dan Snyder from ownership of the Washington Commanders. Then we're going to bounce over to a thing where I'm so pumped about, actually ecstatic about. Okay, I am jacked up. Okay, stoked. You name it, all those words and beyond. Okay, I'm just pumped. The Patriots are throwing it back with some brand new uniforms. By throwing it back, I mean, yes, literally throwing it back to their throwback uniforms. And then last but not least, we'll dive into probably, if not the most saddest day in Baltimore Ravens history. Some unfortunate stuff has happened there. Not really within their organization. One within their organization. One sort of in their organization, but not really in their organization. So we'll dive into that towards the end of the show. So let's get right to it. Dan Snyder and the Washington Commanders, are you ready to get your fix? So, for those of you that don't know, today the House Oversight Committee held a hearing to try and figure out the allegations behind workplace misconduct with the Washington Commanders. These allegations are going against their owner, Dan Snyder, or Daniel Snyder, whatever you guys want to say. I will be going or referring to him as Dan. Okay, Dan Snyder. So these allegations basically sparked up about a month ago. However, even though we heard about these allegations only a month ago, it took us 13 years to actually figure out what was going on. 13 years. Back in 2009, Dan Snyder had multiple allegations against him, sexual assault allegations, and much, much more. When that happened in 2009, Dan Snyder found a way to basically run his own investigation, a shadow investigation, even though the NFL was already running one at the time. However, from what it seems like and what it seemed like, it was all hidden away. Nobody ever heard about it. There was rumors that the workplace misconduct was going on, but it wasn't brought to our attention for 13 years. 13 years, that's ridiculous. And right there, that should tell you that the NFL, the National Football League, the greatest professional league in North America, is phenomenal at hiding stuff. Phenomenal. However, karma is a bitch. Karma finds a way to wiggle in there, and has finally overcome Dan Snyder, the Washington Commanders, and the National Football League. And where last season, at the beginning of last season, the FBI and I believe basically the law investigated over 650,000 different emails that were sent into the Washington Commanders organization, which ultimately led to the firing of John Gruden. We heard the egregious stuff he had to say in those emails about certain people of color, sex, and all of the above. He ended up getting fired by the Las Vegas Raiders, which made us believe that of those 650,000 emails, there's no way that only John Gruden's emails were read. No way. That's a lot of emails. So what was in the other emails? Ultimately, in the end, they found out that the Washington Commanders owner, Dan Snyder, has been conducting some unsafe, if you will, work environment practices. Basically, workplace misconduct. Having females come into his room, tell him to get undressed and all of the above, basically sexually assaulting them. He also had pictures of the cheerleaders sent to him with God knows what he did with those photos. Maybe he sent them out. Maybe he kept them for his own sick, twisted ways. But we're unsure. And then after that, fraud had been taking place. Apparently, Dan Snyder has been keeping 2 books, which is very, very illegal. And in those books, he was basically stating that a piece of revenue was for an NFL event when really it wasn't from an NFL event. And he was also not sharing revenue with all the other 31 teams in the NFL. Now, basically what happens with that situation is that all 32 teams, they're kind of under an agreement where they help each other out. They have to share their revenue evenly amongst the teams so everyone's kind of on the same page. And Dan Snyder was not doing so. He was also charging fans, I believe it was tickets for like $55, which in reality they were only $44, and keeping that extra $11 to himself, not reporting it, and all of the above. So those books were found. Dan Snyder declined to comment, declined to say that, or he basically said, that isn't happening. I have no idea of that, no recollection of that's been going on. I have no clue what you're talking about. Basically saving his own ass. Well, after all of those situations ended up playing out, Congress is getting involved. The House Oversight Committee is going to be taking control of these allegations and trying to figure out what will be the best case scenario going forward for not only Dan Snyder, but also the National Football League. So the House Oversight Committee set up a day today, June 22nd, to have a hearing so that Dan Snyder and Roger Goodell could testify at. Dan Snyder, in a very coincidental time, is in France. He said, yeah, I'm going to be in France on vacation. I won't be able to make it. Sorry about it. Raj, you can handle it. So Roger Goodell, he accepted. He said, I will be there, but I will be there via Zoom. And he was for the place. I mean, it was a mockery of what our system, our court system, should really be about. It was a joke to watch. I've seen a lot of clips, and it was just, they acted like a bunch of buffoons, right? Republicans, Democrats, button heads, basically. This side's right. No, you're wrong. My side's right. Back and forth is basically what it has come to. It's stupid. I'm not going to get into the political side of it. But with Dan Snyder not or declining to attend the hearing, here is what U.S. Representative Carolyn B. Maloney on Commander's Dan Snyder had said today. So here we have a tweet from Ari Mirov. Basically, he went through the first part. She said, Carolyn B. Maloney said, apparently, Mr. Snyder is in France, where he has docked his luxury yacht near a resort town. That should tell you just how much respect he has for women in the workplace. Basically stating that, hey, I don't give a fuck, okay? Sorry about it. Nothing happened, all right? I'm living life. I own a team. Get over it. But she has a point, right? He knew weeks in advance that they asked him to testify at this hearing. So it's just kind of a coincidence that he's in France, supposedly no internet. Dude, come on. You're a billionaire. You have a yacht. There's a good enough chance you have Wi-Fi on that yacht, okay? If I had to guess. You'll figure it out. France, I'm assuming, has Wi-Fi. I mean, they're not living in the Stone Ages, so why can't you attend? Do you just not want to speak up and say something wrong? Kind of makes me wonder what's actually going through his mind. And basically, he's kind of saying to us that this ain't no big deal, okay? But it is. It's a massive deal. He's a scumbag if all this is true. Just like the same situation with Deshaun Watson. If that's true, if he actually did it, he's a scumbag. But Dan Snyder has been hiding this for 13 years, and it's just been piling up, and piling up. And like I said, eventually, karma is going to come back and bite you in the ass. And this is exactly what happened to Dan Snyder. Right after this tweet, Tom Pelissero had a little interesting insight as well to this. I believe this is same coming from Carolyn B. Maloney as well, kind of giving her 2 cents, in which she has officially issued a subpoena for Dan Snyder to testify next week. So here is the tweet from Tom Pelissero. It says, Mr. Snyder's refusal to testify sends a clear signal that he is more concerned about protecting himself than coming clean to the American public. If the NFL is unwilling to hold Mr. Snyder accountable, then I'm prepared to do so. So, let's just think about this for a minute. If the NFL is unwilling to hold Dan Snyder accountable, Congress has to. Because the NFL for 13 years has hid the fact that Dan Snyder has done some egregious things, some awful things. 13 years. Hell, we even haven't heard about the Alvin Kamara situation and what's going on with that, right? Because he jumped a guy and his buddies in the lobby or in an elevator. He ended up getting arrested after the Pro Bowl. Since then, haven't heard diddly squat. Okay? The NFL does a great job at hiding stuff. And Dan Snyder, in my opinion, needs to get out of the NFL. Look, your franchise sucks. Okay? When's your last Super Bowl? I know the Vikings don't have one. I know, okay? But when was the last time you won a Super Bowl? When was the last time your team was relevant? 2 years ago when they made the playoffs and had an early exit? Cool. Oh, and by the way, your stadium's a complete disaster. FIFA won't even have your stadium as one of their locations to play in an upcoming tournament. Interesting. Why? Because your poop pipes are bursting, okay? You have railings falling, collapsing, breaking, and basically damn near causing a career-ending injury on Jalen Hurts. Oh, a division rival. These things just keep piling it up. Regardless if you have money or not, in my opinion, use your common sense. Be exactly who you are supposed to be. But here's the other kicker. I heard somebody once say that, when you have no money, You can be yourself, but not 100% yourself. But once you get money and have a lot of money, people then truly see who you really are and what you are really about. And that is a great example here for Dan Snyder, even though I'm sure he's had a lot of money for quite some time. In my opinion, he's a loser, he's a scumbag, and he needs to be removed from ownership of the Washington Commanders so they can get that organization on the right path, winning football games, being relevant, having a new stadium, and finally out of the news, quitting the drama, and all of the above. So remove Dan Snyder from the ownership of the Washington Commanders. Moving forward, the New England Patriots have finally joined the group of teams that have revealed new updates to their uniforms. First, it was the Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with their dreamsicle or orange sickle jerseys, those throwback ones. Love it, okay? I love throwback uniforms. I think it has that good nostalgia feel to it, like you're a little kid again, even though a lot of us didn't get to see those jerseys. It's still like a cool way to realize that, I remember those days. Those were sick. And Tampa Bay was one. Then we had the Atlanta Falcons release their uniform, their old uniform with their red helmet. And by the way, with their red helmet, I had no idea there was gold in the stripe. I had no idea about that. That's kind of cool, little touch, little tweak there. Last time I remember seeing those get worn was, I believe, the Michael Vick era, which, awesome. I still loved them, okay? But then we had the Saints following suit. Not really with a uniform change. We talked about it on the show just a couple days ago where they added a new helmet to their arsenal. And I'm pumped about it, right? All black, like a little Seattle Seahawk type stripe going down the middle with all Saints symbol there, so it has that gold accent to it. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I was super pumped that they did that because they have had the same old boring-ass gold with the Saint logo helmet. Okay, yeah, I know it's not too boring, but it's like, can we get something new? Just tweak something else. And they brought in the black helmet. They'll wear with their all whites, I believe. I would also like to see them wear them with their all black. And finally, the change I have been waiting for quite some time since the No Fun League was created by Mr. Roger Goodell himself. You can only have one football helmet. Okay, that means you can only have one style of uniform. All right, why does that make any sense? What does that have to do with fans coming and cheering us on and winning and losing? And all right, whatever. They finally brought back the uniform change. The New England Patriots are bringing back my favorite throwback uniforms, the red uniforms. That's right, with Patriot Pat on the side of the helmet. These uniforms, look at them. I mean, yep. That's the New England way, baby. Okay? Do your job, but do it looking fly as hell. Okay? Those uniforms, Patriots need to make permanent. I'm sorry, but their new ones, not a fan. Okay, I'd take their older ones rather than these ones. Oh wait, no. I would take these ones rather than their old ones. Wow. Okay, that was a bad wording, but love it. I absolutely enjoy these uniforms. Mike is tweaking a little bit. We're gonna see what the hell's. All right. Hopefully that's good. We'll check on the buddy over there and who helped me out. Shout out Y4. Here's the thing about technology, right? Shit wants to work, and then all of a sudden it just goes haywire. I have no idea why. Brand new. Cord's not messed up. It's bullshit. Plain and simple bullshit. I have no idea what is going on, but it's a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress. Yeah, see, working now. I don't understand. So, for those of you that don't know, I was on a podcast, the Ironcast, the Steelers Ironcast with Mark. Shout out, Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. And right before we got going on the podcast, Mike started tweaking. Okay? Then I had a little conversation with him again a couple days ago. Went about a half hour. Started tweaking. Like, well, what the hell? Do the show yesterday. Get all the way to the end, basically. Mike starts fucking tweaking. Now I get halfway almost to the end of the show today. Mike's fucking tweaking. Jeez Louise, can we just figure out a way to get this shit working? I mean, I got it plugged in how it's supposed to be plugged in. I don't know what you want from me, but Jesus Christ, I mean, never get it right. Never get it right. But anyways, let's move back to those Patriot throwback uniforms, huh? I mean, these are sexy. Pumped for it. I think we all should be pumped for it because the New England Patriots are about to look fly as hell on a football field. Pumped for them. These red ones, get ready for the New England Patriots to debut them. Not sure when they're going to do it, but I know they're going to do it this fall because football is in the fall. Okay, that'd make a lot of sense. So, anyways, let's move on, huh? To a pretty sad day in the history of the Baltimore Ravens. A couple series of unfortunate events have taken place with their organization. First of which we learned of this morning being that Jalen Ferguson, 26-year-old linebacker, has passed away. The details of his passing at this time are or have not been released. It's a very unfortunate situation, and this just adds to the list of the crazy deaths that we've had so far this season. I mean, in the past couple months. It's just an unfortunate series of events that we've gotten to witness, and it's sad, but this is a statement from the Baltimore Ravens that said, "We are profoundly saddened by the tragic passing of Jalen Ferguson. He was a kind, respectful young man with a big smile and infectious personality. We express our heartfelt condolences to Jalen's family and friends as we mourn a life lost much too soon." So, please give your thoughts and prayers out to his family. It's a tragic ending, but hey, hopefully his family bounces back stronger than ever, and hopefully he rests in peace. And he wasn't the only Raven to go. Former Ravens and Indianapolis Colts defensive tackle Tony Siragusa has passed away at age 55. And for those of you that don't know who Tony Siragusa is, it's this man, okay? Absolute legend. If you don't know or you haven't watched Hard Knocks training camp before, you gotta. Because Shannon Sharp and him had a little back and forth, little trickery, prank type of game going on. And that's how I learned of this guy. An absolute, I mean, his personality was bigger than life itself, it seemed like. Funny as shit, didn't care what he said. But the one thing you noticed about him most was that he absolutely loved the game of football and gave his all while he played, including the legendary, unforgettable 2000 season with the Baltimore Ravens, in which they won that Super Bowl that season. I believe that's also the season where he's on Hard Knocks training camp with the Baltimore Ravens. And if you don't know Tony Siragusa, you may know him by Goose. Okay, the Goose. That's what Shannon Sharp always said on Hard Knocks training camp. Hey, Goose. I can't do his how do I say it? His his voice acting, I guess you could say, or whatever. But this dude was a legend. Okay, he was a sideline reporter for Fox later on in his career, and unexpectedly he passed away. The Ravens have lost 2 people today. The Colts have lost 1. It's a sad day. It is what it is, and we just got to keep moving forward and keep living life at the best of our ability. So with that being said, even though the mic decided to fucking go haywire 20 minutes into this thing, I got to get that figured out. I have no idea what the problem is, but we'll get it figured out. I have nothing left for you guys today. Not a lot is happening in the world of the National Football League, but with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. Take life like it's your last. Take every day like it's your last day and just live life to the fullest. Be happy doing it. Be smart. Make smart choices. If you make the wrong choice, bounce back and make an even better one. So with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, like always, on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully we can get this fucking mic working because that'd be awesome. But we'll be back here, like I said, tomorrow. Have a great one. Enjoy your rest of your night. And you just got your fix with the Wicks.